Okay, admin, please approve my post. This is my response to the lady. The post that was made, I don't know when it was made because I didn't actually see it. Then I made a comment underneath it, and we all were making comments. So she commented, "What is my take on people taking their spouse home for tests if the person is good enough to be married?" So I've been seeing people's responses, so some of them are very, very funny. So, okay, this is my opinion on that note. Now, with the little time I have spent on earth, there are people that are much more experienced than me, and there are people that are less experienced than I am. So, my little experience that I have when it comes to life itself, personally, I don't second to that. Reasons it. Number one, if you are taking your spouse home for your family or your friend, no, not your family and friends, for your family to look at if the person is good enough for you to marry, it's good. Yeah, it's good. But don't forget one thing. My family is my family. There is nothing that you will do that your family will say that you did wrong. And there is nothing you will do that your family will criticize or kill you. Are you getting it? Like, there's an extent to which they will go to chastise you. But when an outsider does such things, they know what they will do to that person. The person will not go through the same process that their child will go through. Yes. Now, let's take, for example, in the aspect of normally, like what happens normally. It is abnormal for a young lady to sit down in a room and an elderly lady walks in and the lady doesn't stand up for, like, if that's the last seat, you get it, and that young lady does not have the sense to stand up for the elderly one to sit. It is abnormal. So is it abnormal for you to be sitting down and someone that is a lot older than you is sweeping and you can't pick up the broom from the person's hand? To our Nigerian tradition, because I don't know how many people are going to be watching this video. Nigerian tradition, it is wrong. It's like it's disrespectful. Now, let's liken what I've just said to you being taken to the house for you to be checked out. First off, in your own house, your younger ones will not send you on errands. Like, you are sitting down and having a discussion, and then your younger one will tell you, Alpha, please quickly wash the dishes in the kitchen, or this and that and that. They will not do that. Now, testing you if you are good enough means checking your temperament and everything. You didn't say per se that, okay, check the person in so and so way if the person is good. So they are going to check every way possible. And let me quickly tell you something. The family also wants to forever be in the life. I'll come back to the previous one. The family always wants to be in the life of their child. And they don't ever want a situation whereby, or whether it's ignorantly or like physically, they don't want a situation whereby anything will intrude in them knowing everything about that child, which is their child. So the family will always like to prescribe somebody who they can manipulate for you. Yeah. When I mean manipulation, there's witchcraft, and it's for good and for bad. So don't just peg it on manipulation that, okay, yeah, na bad thing. Now, let's say, for example, family that needs you to always take care of them and all that. If you tell them at this moment that you don't have the finance to send out, they want somebody close to you that is transparent enough to be able to send them the screenshot of your bank balance so that they can know that, yes, you don't really have the money, not that you are lying. And they want somebody who can put them in front, like I put you in front of my melody type if you are listening to that song. So they want somebody who is loyal to them. Now, forgetting that this person is getting married to their child, not them. Like, whatever happens in their child's home has nothing to do with them, because everybody has their cross to carry. So you taking your spouse home for your family to check. Number one, there are things that should be very, very, very secret when it comes to relationship of two persons. The moment you take that person home to your parents, there are so many things that you saw. First off, there's one thing you saw in that person that made you decide that I want to settle down with this person. So you have the ability to say that, yes, this is whom I want to marry, and no matter what the person says or no matter what anybody says, the person does not see what I see that has made me decide to marry this person. Now, your family can't see that too. If your mom is to choose somebody for you, she will want to choose a man that is like your father, that is in a man's place. If your father is to choose a wife for you, he will want to choose a woman that is like your mother. And what if your mother is a quiet type and you don't like a quiet woman, or the fat or the slim and all that, and you don't like that type of person? That means they are going to choose the exact type of person that they think is good enough for you. Now, let's talk about your sexual desires, your financial goals, and so many other things that you crave to be gotten. What if the lady they are choosing for you is not going to fit into that? Or the lady that you have chosen and taken to them is not somebody who they see that they can manipulate, that cannot be loyal to them, and blah, 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 so many other things. And they say no. So they now choose somebody else for you. That means you have to start training that person from scratch, right? And what if that person is not your fit, but you have to accept the person because your parents has chosen that person for you? Now, in the question of the lady or the guy being in the house with your family, there are so many things they will do. Like your family will want to push the person to the very, very last to see that if something happens, how will the person act? Now, there are things I cannot take from my family. Are you getting it? This is a normal phenomenon. There are things I can't take from my family, and I can't just bear to take it because I'm trying to it's called pretense. If I know I don't eat this, I cannot eat it because I want to prove a point, when I know the end result will be me suffering this thing. So me coming to you and you doing the same exact thing that I will not take elsewhere, I have to react. So my reaction to you will now become that, yeah, she's not wife enough, or his reaction to you. Imagine a man that has never farmed before in his life. You now say, Daddy, help me check the man. You now say, okay, yeah, son, to prove that you are good enough for my child, come follow me, go farm. The guy go injure because he never done before. And then when he does it, the body go break. They go say he's too lazy. So look at it from my point of view. There are so many things that your family can never find that you have seen. So if you don't have the capacity or the ability to choose a wife for yourself, then don't date. Just call to the family and tell them, pick a wife for me. Don't take up a girl and then after you have told her you love her for who she is and all that, you now take her to your house and subject her to so many insults from your younger ones and so many things that she will not take normally. Then she will now pretend that she's okay. Later you call her she's a pretender. No. So me, I take my response is an absolute no. I don't like it. Because in fact, I think I've made lots and lots and lots of points. Yeah, she sleeps. When she sleeps, she's snoring. Or when he does this, he drinks too much. What if that is the thing that your daughter likes in the person? Have you ever asked or have you considered? You know your child when he or she is from 1 year to whenever he was in the house with you. The child has gone out, grown up, and changed. There are lots of things you don't know that the child is capable of doing anymore. So you cannot now come and say this is what it should be. Yes, the love of the family is the love of family, and nobody can ever come in between them and the family. But when it comes to matrimony, you choose one who best suits you, one who stays by your side through thick and thin, one you know you can live with. Not one who somebody chose for you that you don't even know you don't even know what the person is made of or if the person is good enough for you. But you want to pretend and, take the person because somebody chose the person for you. So please and please, my opinion is that I do not agree. I don't agree because you are giving the person a reason to be enslaved. Yes, let me put it the right way, to be enslaved. And what's that slavery? Slavery is pretense. The person begins to pretend that, okay, I'm good enough. Okay? This person has decided to take up your life. You have decided to take up the person's life, which means the person has their shit, you have your shit. Now those shit has come together. You have decided that, okay, I'm going to take every shit from you and I'm going to correct you. Now that is your duty to do, not for your family to do. Now whatever habits your spouse has, you have to keep it within yourself. Because let me tell you, whatever he or she does to you, because of the love that you have for the person, you can forgive the person and forget. But because of the love your family has for you, they can forgive, but they can never forget. Because guess what? Your family is your family and not your spouse's family. So, no, do not take your spouse home for your family to check whether she's good enough or he's good enough. Thank you. And I forgot, in case you have any questions as to what I've just said, please post and I will respond to it. Sorry I couldn't type much. I had to just speak out. Thank you, admin. Thank you, everybody. God bless you and happy Sunday.